Hello friends, and welcome to Carol's Craft Cottage. For today's video, I'm going to have a tutorial on how to put the Scrapdiva Design-Hibiscus flower together. This is the die right here. You get 2 plates in this die set, and it cuts out a large flower, which I have on this side, and then a smaller flower on this side. And it will cut 3 of the flower petals at one time, 3 of the little stamen, 3 of the centers for the size that you are wanting to make. So I have cut some out here for you to see. So it will cut that out. And the same thing with the large. It cuts 3 large petals, 3 of the stamen, and 3 of the centers. Now when you Google hibiscus, it'll bring up some pictures of the flowers, and you can choose whatever color you wish to make. For my projects, I have chosen some yellow ones, which you see here, and I also chose some hot pink ones. And there are also red ones and white ones, so you do whatever color that you would like to have. So before I get into how to make these flowers, let me say, if you are new or this is your first time here, won't you consider subscribing to my channel? I'd love to have you back. I feature lots of paper crafting ideas and tutorials, and would love to have you as part of Carol's Craft Cottage family. And for all my returning friends, welcome back. I'm happy to have you along on my crafting journey. So let's go ahead and start making the flowers. So what I've done, I'm going to make 2 of the large, and I'll show you how I make so many at one time. As you can see, I have several here. So what I do is I take an afternoon and I will cut out a bunch of flowers. I'll cut, and then I'll put them together at one time so that I have a lot stored and ready to go for my projects. Now this month, Scrapdiva Designs had lots of tropical summer dies, so I've made quite a few so that I have them ready for my projects. So I have this little dauber here, and for the hot pink I use the picked raspberry distress ink right here, and for the yellow I used something different. I went into my stash and I got the distress oxide and used the fossilized amber, just in case you were wondering what that was. So I just take my distress ink and I go over just the top of the petals. And some I do darker than others just to give it a nice contrast. And what I use here, I have an embossing pad here that goes with my old Provocraft. It was the green die cutting machine that died, and I no longer have it, so I just use this foam piece to create flowers. And then I have a mat that comes from the stylus that I had. I think it was McGill that had that with their flower making. So that's what I use. I've got it layered, and I just like the pressure that I can apply on my flower with these 2 mats. So here I am coloring my petals. And I'm going to make 2 flowers for this tutorial of the large and 2 of the smaller ones, so you can see. And you can see the shading in there, and I like the way that looks. All right, once you get your petals colored, then you're going to flip them over and you're going to run your stylus, and I used a small side of this. You can get these on Amazon. They come in a set of 3 and they're very inexpensive. So I just run the ball part on the back of the petals in a circle to get them to curl up. And then I turn this over and I run in a circle in the center of the flowers to make the petals stand up. And we're going to do this for all 6 leaves. And I just love this hibiscus flower. This is the best one. The best hibiscus flower dye that I've ever seen. I love it. And of course, I live in a tropical climate, so I like to have hibiscus for my projects for the summer. Of course, we see a lot of them down south as well. And again, we're going to run the stylus on the back of every petal in a circle. And then once we get the 5 petals done, we're going to turn it over and run in a circle on the very center of the flower. And now I have the last one. And then we're going to assemble 2 of the large hibiscus. All right, I'm going to get hot glue. This hot glue works good for me because I don't like them to slide once I put them together. Let me take that off of there. We're just going to put a little glue dot in the center, and then we're going to stagger the petals. So I'm going to put this petal right where this slit is, so the petals are staggered like this. So you can see the petals underneath here. Then we're going to put another dot in the center, and then we're going to stagger the petals again. And we're going to take our stylus and press it in just like that. So you get a nice full hibiscus. Now you can use just one petal and put this in the center and then your little stamen if you want, but I like my flowers fluffy, so I stack them. But you could do it like this if you don't want a lot of dimension. That would work. Okay, so just showing you that. Now we're going to do this one. Stagger the petals. And another little dot. And stagger the petals. Now when you look at a hibiscus, when you Google it, you're going to see that the center is quite dark. So I cut some red centers for mine, and I did the same red center for in my yellow one as well, but I have seen hot pink, and I think I saw like an orange with the yellow as well. So you choose whatever complements your designer paper that you're going to use. Now I have the little center, and I'm going to take my stylus and I'm going to run it in a circle on the right side of the paper to pull it up. And then I'm going to take just some wet glue, and I'm going to put a little dot in the center. I just filled this up because I was running low. All right, let's see here. Let's see if we can get it to, oops, that was too much. Wow. Don't do this at home. So let me get a little, let me do this. This was a new bottle of glue and it seems really liquidy, doesn't it? All right, so I'm just going to take this little center and I'm going to press it in here. Get that right down in the middle of this flower and press it like that. Okay, and I'm going to see if I can dump some of this back in here. That was like a whoops. This dries clear, so it's not going to be a big deal. All right, so I'm going to put that back on. And since that is really wet, we're just going to take this and place it in the center and press it down like that. All right, now we have these little stamen. Now, for this, for my yellow hibiscus, what I did is I cut them out on yellow, but I distressed them with the hot pink on top to give it that little orange look. It's a little contrast on there. And these, for the large hibiscus, I just have them in yellow. So what I do is I take the stylus and I run it along the back side of the stamen and curl it like that. Then I flip it over and I take the stylus and I press down right only on the edge. Then we're going to take this glue. Hopefully I don't dump it out a whole bunch. And then I'm going to flip this over. So there is the indent there. And I'm going to push it in here. And I'll hold that up a little bit. Now I'm just going to let that dry a little bit while I come to this one. And I'm going to curl on the back side like that. And then I'm going to turn it over and just press right there and curl that up. And this is going to go in the center. Now I do have a little trick that I want to tell you about because the stamen on here usually stands up. And you don't want it to get squished. So on these here, you can see how animated this is. And what I did, and you'll see it's not going to move too far. It's not going to actually get squished because I put some of this glossy accents. I'm sorry that I shook the camera there. Glossy accents on this to give it some stability and to help it to stay up. So I'm just going to take a little bit and I'm going to put it on the edge of this stamen. And if you want to sprinkle some flower soft on that, that would look really good on this flower as well, if you have some of that. And you're going to want to pull this up and let it dry like that. And it will be very stable because of the glossy accents. It dries pretty hard. So I'm going to do it with this one as well. I'm going to pull it up. And I'm going to take some glossy accents. And I'm going to go on the edge of the stamen here. And I'm going to go up. Just a little bit. Doesn't need a lot. Okay. And I'm going to curl it a little. This one had a lot of wet on it, so I'm going to come back to it as it dries and form it. But that's what you want it to do. now we're going to do the 2 small ones. And I do want to show you, this is the leaf die. This goes really well with your hibiscus. This is called the Tropical Leaves. And I'll have affiliate links in the description box below to make it easy for you to shop for these. And you can see how beautiful, I didn't cut out all of them, but you can see how beautiful these leaves are and how absolutely stunning they look on these flowers. So it looks very tropical and will go with the flamingo. Like, how beautiful is that together? And then you could put one like this and then one like this, and you have a beautiful tropical embellishment for your project. Really, really pretty. I love this one too. This is a cute one. You could stick several of them in there, whatever you want to do. Very, very cute. So I did want to show you that those tropical leaves are perfect with the hibiscus. So this one was already done. So we're going to come to the smaller flower. And one more time so you can see how this is put together. And I use 3 flower petals for each flower, 1 center and 1 stamen. All right. We're going to flip all these over. And now we're going to run the stylus on the back of the petal in a circle so that they curl up. And we're going to turn it over and circle in the center. I will mention that for the yellow hibiscus that I created, I used stickles for the stamen. As you can see here, it has a little, you can just, yeah, see it has a little sparkle to it, and the stickles give it stability. It's not going to fall down. So you can use stickles if you want to, or you could use the glossy accents on your stamen. You could also use regular glue and then sprinkle some flower soft, and it would make your flower very beautiful. So again, we're circling around the petals, turning it over, and circle in the center. And one more. Now we're going to layer them. We're going to take some hot glue, put it in the center, and then stagger the petals and do the next one. And then take your stylus and push to pull those petals up. Stagger the petals. Stagger the petals so you get a nice fluffy hibiscus, and then press down in the center so the petals come up. Then you take your centers on the right side and you're going to circle around. And then we're going to take some glue. We'll put that in the center and press down. Same with this one. Put in the center and press. Now we have our little stamen. We're going to go on the back side. We're going to curl it up. And then we're going to turn it over to the right side. And then we're just going to press on this little piece right here and make an indent. And that's the piece that's going to be glued in the center here. I'm going to press it. And then we're going to do the back side of the little stamen. Run your stylus through the whole back, flip it over to the right side, and on the very bottom, press right on that little piece. And that's going to go into the center of here. And we're going to press it. And after that, I put on, for my purpose, I'm putting on some glossy accents. Because this will be going better with my projects than the glitter will. So put some glossy accents. If you want them to be stable, and then pull it up and let it dry. You may want to check on them if they fall over. We had just done this one, so this one was on watch, so if it's falling over while it's drying, you can pick it back up and shape it like that. Now this one's not going to move now because I could feel that it was drying. Okay, then we're going to do some glossy accents on this one. Just a little bit. And I usually use this little tool here I have to spread the glossy accents if it looks like it puddled. And then just form your stamen to stand up like that. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you'll be making a bunch of beautiful hibiscus for your summer projects. I'm going to be doing a mini album pretty soon, so I'll be using a lot of these flowers. It's going to be the Hibiscus mini album from Scrapdiva Designs. Lots of fun projects coming up on my channel, so stay tuned. It was a pleasure to have you join me today. I thank you so much. And remember to sprinkle kindness like confetti wherever you go. And until the next time, happy crafting. Bye-bye.